We all want a home that's warm and welcoming, and that strikes the perfect balance between being inviting and homey without feeling cluttered or chaotic. Because our homes should be a place where we can relax and enjoy spending time with friends and family. But unfortunately, all too often, our homes can feel more stressful than peaceful. So today, I want to share with you 25 easy ways to create a Hygge home. One that embraces simplicity, coziness, and comfort, regardless of your personal home decor style. And this is going to be a fun one. You guys know that I am a huge lover of all things cozy. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button below and let's get right into this. Alright, so starting off, tip number 1 is to create a drink station. Setting up a simple drink station in your home can be such an easy way to start and end your days on a cozy note. Try dedicating a small corner of your kitchen for tea or coffee supplies, whichever you prefer. Or if you just generally love fun drinks like I do, have both. But by creating a designated area for your drink preparation, it can make that morning or evening ritual feel just that much more special. And one fun idea, if you are a bit short on space in your kitchen, is to move your coffee station to a bar cart. Not only can this add some personalization and look really fun, but it also makes it so that you're not encroaching on the already limited counter space that you might have. Okay, and then tip number 2 is to play more music. And a lot of the ideas that we're going to be talking about today focus a lot on sights, smells, and even textures. But equally, music can completely transform the mood of a room, helping it feel more calm and relaxing for chill occasions, or upbeat and fun for parties and get-togethers. So use the power of sound to your advantage. Try finding playlists or curating your own filled with the music that's going to help you to set the vibe of your space. And then tip number 3 is perhaps a bit predictable, but in creating a cozy home, it is essential. And that's to add a few pillows and snuggly blankets to cozy up your space. Not only do pillows and blankets visually soften a room, making it appear more welcoming, but also by having pillows and blankets around and accessible in your space, it makes it so that your home is just more comfortable to live in. Whether you're spending time with friends, reading a book, watching a movie, or anything else, there's something that's just so good for the soul about being able to cuddle up, to curl up with a blanket, a pillow, just to get comfortable. Now for this one, I will say that some pillows and some blankets really can warm up a space, but too much can actually get in the way. So if you want to have a few more blankets and pillows on hand that necessarily make sense to display, try using a blanket basket or blanket ladder to store some of those throw pillows or throw blankets that you don't necessarily want to keep on your furniture. That way you can easily get them out when needed, but it won't make your home look messy. And that idea really ties into our 4th tip too, and that's to keep clutter at bay. Having clutter scattered throughout your home can be distracting to you, making it harder to focus and to be productive. But it can also be distracting to your guests, often making it feel subconsciously to them like they might be intruding. So doing your best to keep your home clutter-free is always a good idea. And one easy way to do this on an ongoing basis is to designate a box or a basket in your home as the donation bin. And then just as you come across items in your daily life that you're no longer using or loving, you can just place them in there, and then when the basket fills up, take it to a donation center. That way you don't need to do one massive declutter and instead can do it gradually over time. And then our 5th tip is an easy one, and that's just to light candles. And not only can candles gently spread a beautiful scent throughout our home, but also I think there's something about the flicker of a warm flame that reminds us of simpler times and just encourages us to slow down and enjoy each and every moment. And maybe I am over-romanticizing this just a little bit, but at the same time, there's something undeniably romantic about candles. All right, the number 6 is to pick an inviting color scheme. If everything in a home is cool and gray, it can feel a bit standoffish and austere. So instead, try incorporating warm tones and neutral colors to Hygge it up. And when it comes to picking color schemes, one rule of thumb that I like to follow is that if the color is easy to find in nature, it tends to be more welcoming. And then number 7 is to use soft side lighting through table and floor lamps. Bringing your lighting to eye level, especially when filtered by a lampshade, tends to be easier on your eyes. And so at night, after a long day, there's something about that that can feel subconsciously relieving. And in addition to that, side lighting really does tend to warm up a room room and help create a more defined, cozy feeling space. Okay, the number 8 is to invest in your bedding. We spend about 1/3 of our lives in bed, so it's important that we don't treat our bedding as an afterthought. The right bedding really can help your room to feel cozier and for you to sleep better. This is something that we decided to invest in last year when we bought some Brooklinen sheets, and it was an absolute game changer. It really turns going to bed from one of those routine things that you have to do to be able to refuel and recharge your body to this luxurious and relaxing experience that you look forward to all day. For me at least, bedding is one of those things where it's really worth it to invest in quality. But then moving on, number 9 is one of my favorites, and that's to incorporate handmade items. And this could look like so many things, whether it's pottery mugs, woven tapestries, paintings, or anything else. But handmade touches really are what give your home personality and character. They're the conversation starters and the unique elements that make your home unlike anyone else's. And so if you feel like your home is missing that je ne sais quoi, that small thing that's going to set it apart, try incorporating some handmade elements, either that someone else made or even that you made yourself, to just make your home feel like a reflection of you. And then 10 is to bring nature indoors. Natural elements like plants, decorative branches, or even faux fur rugs can all make your space feel more cozy. There's something about nature that really grounds us and brings us back to our roots. So the more that we can begin incorporating nature into the way that we decorate our homes, the more inviting our home feels. And a few of my favorite ways to really bring the outdoors in are to use plants to decorate throughout my home. I use a lot of wood grains and textures, both in my furniture and accent pieces as well. And then dried flowers and grasses can make for great decorating elements too. And then number 11 is an easy one, and that's just to keep a few of your favorite books around the house so that you can crack them out on a rainy day or at night before bed. I think a lot of us really enjoy reading and want to do it more, but more often than not, we just forget about it. And so one small thing that you can do to encourage yourself to read more often is to keep books in places where you're just naturally going to see and be reminded of them. And so one thing I've done recently is I've started keeping a book in my bedside table at all times. That way I'm encouraged to read more before bed, and as an added bonus, it encourages me to stay off of screens right before going to sleep as well. All right, then our 12th idea is to stock the bathroom. And this is a tip that's important for us because no one enjoys the feeling of running out of toilet paper or anything else. But I find that it's especially important for guests, and it can really make their stay more enjoyable. Before you welcome guests into your home, quickly double check and make sure that you have enough toilet paper, soap, and towels for everyone coming over. And if you want to go the extra mile, try thinking through some of the things that people often forget when traveling, whether that's tampons, toothbrushes, or anything along those lines. Just by having a few of those necessities on hand, you really can make your guests' stay, whether they're staying for 1 hour or 1 week, a lot more enjoyable and stress-free. And then another big one is to be intentional about scents. The power of smell plays a key role in making your home feel welcoming and cozy. So lean into it. Diffuse oils, light a candle, bake cookies, or one of my favorite things to do is to use reed diffusers to just infuse your home with a beautiful scent. And why I love reed diffusers in particular is that there's no flame that you need to worry about, so you can leave them in a bathroom or a room that you're not in at the moment without having to worry about them. They don't require any energy, so you don't need to plug them in like you would an oil diffuser. And they smell amazing too. I think we have about 3 or 4 throughout our home, and they really do just leave the most beautiful smell in each space. But then number 14 is to break it up. If your living area has wood or concrete floors, one easy way that you can instantly warm up the room and create a defined space is to use a large area rug. And what's great with this one too is on top of the aesthetics factor, you also have some added in comfort because in one of the most trafficked areas in your home, you just have something soft to walk on. Then number 15 is to switch out your light bulbs. I find that a lot of homes come with cooler tone lights, but by opting for warmer temperature light bulbs, you can actually decrease the strain on your eyes in the evenings. And on top of that, warmer temperature lights have an added in cozy factor. That softer light feels more like the reflected glow from a sunset or a warm, crackling fire. And I don't know about you, but I'll take that over that harsh blue lighting that can kind of make you feel like you're in an office building any day. And let's continue with number 16, and that's to decorate with fresh flowers. One of the easiest ways that you can effortlessly brighten a room is to incorporate fresh flowers. That pop of color really draws us in and sets the tone for that area. And there really is something about flowers that just feels so fresh, vibrant, and alive. And I feel like especially as we come into spring, this is one of those small things you can do that has a huge impact. Then number 17 is to use mirrors. And mirrors tend to naturally make a room feel brighter and lighter. So especially in smaller rooms or ones that don't get a lot of natural light, mirrors really can make a big difference. Plus, of course, there's a practical element to them as well. By placing them in your bedroom or wherever your guests might be staying, can make it so that people have a place where they can get ready and just check that they're looking good as they walk out the door. Number 18 is to blend old and new. And I'll tell you right now, I love IKEA just as much as the next person. But if all of the furniture and decor that you own is from a box store, it can feel a bit cold and impersonal. So one of the best and most effective ways to add character and coziness to your home is to incorporate thrifted, vintage, or antique elements into your home. So the next time you need a piece of furniture or are looking for a decor item, instead of going to the big name stores, instead maybe try hitting up a thrift store or visiting a local antique mall. There are so many cool, one-of-a-kind pieces out there just waiting to be discovered. Then 19 is another great one to keep in mind, and that's to set the tone. Be intentional about your entryway and careful not to overcrowd it. And as much as possible, try to keep your entryway relatively spacious so that as you're coming in and out of your home or as guests are entering, everyone has space to comfortably take off their coat, shoes, and whatever else that they might have brought with them. And if you have space for it, I love the idea of having a table or just somewhere where people can put their keys, wallets, and anything else that they might have brought with them. And what's great about that is it also gives you a place to store your on-the-go belongings. But then next, number 20 is to tidy up. Nothing is going to make your home feel more stressful and hectic than small messes being everywhere. So try to implement practical tidying habits that can help you to maintain order on the go. And one of my favorite ways to do this is to use the 10-7 rule. And essentially what that is 7 days a week, you want to spend 10 minutes tidying up, whether that's first thing in the morning or right before you go to bed at night. It's just a small way that you can reset your space and begin each day with a blank slate. And the number 21 is one that I've been preaching for a while and I'm only going to continue to, and that's to hide your cords. And I love taking those few extra seconds each day to hide my cords because it really does make my space look and feel more peaceful. And on top of that, it kind of takes the emphasis off of electronics, which in my books is always a win. You can try hiding them behind furniture, curling them up and putting them in a drawer or in a cabinet, or whatever works for you. But I think that hiding your cords really can just make the space feel just that much more intentional. Plus, it's an easy way to get rid of some pretty unnecessary visual clutter. Then 22 is to have not too much, not too little, but to find the just right amount. Specifically, when it comes to the decor that you put on your walls, try to find the balance between too much and too little. Having too much on your walls can feel really overwhelming and a bit cluttery, but equally, having too little on your walls can feel a bit unfinished or even unwelcoming. So aim for balance. And I do realize that is kind of easier said than done. One tip I have is if you're struggling to figure out what is the right amount, is to try taking a step back and taking a picture of your entire room. Sometimes just taking a picture can really help you to see the room with fresh eyes and can help you better assess if your vision for what you're wanting to create is kind of coming together as a whole. And then 23 is kind of a fun one, and that's just to keep snacks handy. A mid-afternoon treat or a nighttime snack can instantly uplift your mood and really be a bright spot in your day. So why not make a habit of always having a few cozy snacks on hand? They can be healthy or indulgent just based on your preference, but try to have a few things on hand that can be a little pick-me-up for when you need one. And then we've made it to the home stretch. Number 24 is to pick comfortable furniture. I find that all too often, people will pick the furniture for their home based solely on aesthetics. But if you want to encourage great conversations over dinner or fun game nights in the living room, consider the comfort of the furniture that you purchase. And a great example of this is we were really intentional when it came to the dining table and chairs that we selected. We wanted a table that could extend so we could seat up to 8 people at a time, or condense down to 4 because it is just Christopher and I at home. And we also wanted dining chairs that people could sit in and be comfortable in for hours on end. And so let me tell you, it did take some extra digging, but I couldn't be happier with the result. And then finally, number 25 is to display your memories. And this is something that can be a beautiful reminder for you every time you look at it, and a fun conversation starter for guests. Displaying your memories really can look like a lot of things. It doesn't need to be that traditional photo collage that I feel like everyone has somewhere in their home. You can create a photo wall, have high quality prints made, even paint pictures of different places that you've been. If you really get creative with it, there are a lot of really beautiful and timeless options. And at the end of the day, I really do think that highlighting and displaying some of your favorite moments in whatever form that you choose really does make your home feel more personalized and true to you. All right, well that's it. We made it to the end. Those are 25 ways that you can create a cozy and inviting home. And I really hope that this inspires and motivates you to make your home just that bit more warm and relaxing. It really is amazing the impact that just a few of these, when done in combination together, can have to really make your home a space that you want to spend time in and to invite others into as well. And of course, if you do decide to implement one or more of these tips, I'd love to hear about it. So definitely be sure to let me know in the comments below. And finally, don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already for more simple and intentional living videos coming at you twice a week. That's everything for today's video. So until next time, have a good one.